Well, I'd first off like to thank you all for coming. And how you guys doing tonight? There we go. Glad to see there's a lot of excitement in this room. So my name is Jay Gilbert. I'm your 2014-2015 IFTSA president, and I'd like to welcome you all to the IFT15 Student Association closing ceremony. And before I get started, I'd like to say a special welcome to one person, my mother Diane, who came all the way from New Hampshire to see. She was so excited to see how much fun us food scientists have, so thank you for coming. So this year, IFTSA has been remarkably busy. So if you've held the volunteer position in the national level, please stand up. Let's thank them all. All right, and if you can remain standing for a second, if you've also volunteered at your chapter level, please stand up. All right, excellent. So, a number of you are staying, that's great. If any of you are looking to get more involved with the IFTSA so you can stand up next year, come talk to us at the party tonight, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you about the different initiatives that IFTSA has coming up next year. So I'd now like to thank all of our sponsors of our student competitions. They're the reasons why we're all standing here today to give us all of these experiences. So join me in thanking them. And we were very excited to launch a brand new initiative for IFTSA called the Food Communicators Workshop. And the goal of this workshop was to really empower new professionals and students to combat some of the food science issues that we're seeing in the media. So combat some of the things that people like the Food Babe and they're saying. So we ended up welcoming a number of students to the IFT offices in Chicago to do a day-long session to train them on how to write blog posts and how to talk to the public about food science and how to get on social media and be advocates for our field. So if you're a part of that, stand up and let's thank them all for doing a great job in helping advance food science. We're really looking to expand this initiative next year, and so if you want to get involved and become an advocate for food science, look on the website and get more information on when we'll be hosting these workshops. And one thing I'm personally very excited about is a new competition that we put together in collaboration with the Chinese Institute of Food Science and Technology. And the winner of tonight's Mars Product Development Competition will actually be moving on and competing against 4 teams from China in Dalian, China this fall. So we're all very excited about this initiative. So this is just a first step in making IFTSA more global and giving you guys all more global opportunities. And we also closed 2 initiatives this past year. First, the Air Redistribution Task Force, where we redistributed some of our areas in order to anticipate future growth. I'd like to thank Amy DeYoung and Susie Hammonds for leading up that task force. And we also closed the Competition Task Force, and they were tasked with looking at all of our student competitions in order to see how we can better anticipate them for the future. And we also developed a number of new competitions, such as this collaborative competition with China. So we hope that you guys are all excited to participate in our competitions next year. And Lily, I'll call you out too as our first VP of Marketing. We're great to have this new position in, and a lot of the new marketing materials that you saw around IFT15 and in the student lounge were made by Lily and her marketing group. So if you're a part of that group, please stand up and let's thank them all for the hard work that they've done. And the last group that I'm going to thank is the past presidents of the IFT Student Association. Without all of you, we really wouldn't be able to do all the cool new things that we are today. So if you're a past president, please stand up so we can thank you. All right, and now it is time to congratulate 3 new chapters and welcome them to the IFTSA family. If you're in the audience and a member of these chapters, please stand up to be recognized. McGill University, University of Central Oklahoma, and the University of Connecticut. So by now, you've probably visited the Future Food 2050 website, and over the last year, read some fascinating stories on topics such as sustainable water and kitchens for the future, to food waste, nutrition innovation, and alternative proteins. Just this month, we completed 75 stories from world-renowned journalists in support of IFT's 75th anniversary. If you have not visited futurefood2050.com, take a minute to do so. You'll be able to follow additional stories tied to this initiative and be the first to see behind-the-scenes look at the upcoming documentary, Food Evolution. In addition to the editorial content, a new documentary will be released early next year from Oscar-nominated film director Scott Hamilton Kennedy and co-produced by Trace Sheehan. The documentary focuses on public misperceptions of science and how to feed the world in 2050. So it's really been my pleasure to serve as your IFTSA president. And I'd now like to introduce the IFT president, Dr. Mary Ellen Kamiri, CFS and incoming 2015-2016 IFTSA president, Amy DeYoung.
Okay, they put it in big text so I could read it with my old eyes. Well, I want to thank Jay for all of your service. It's been a pleasure serving on the board of directors with Jay and the other IFTSA presidents in the past 2 years. A lot has been accomplished with the Student Association. We had that food communicators workshop, the new redistricting, which works for me. Maine is one of those states where I teach. And we're so glad to have McGill in our district to compete against. We've got the new IFT chapters, the readership, and the new Science Meets Food blog. And I just love all the work that the students have been doing and seeing that. And my students have been empowered by seeing what students at the other schools have been doing. But all of these things couldn't have been done without somebody to lead them, and Jay has provided exemplary leadership this year. But I'd now like to introduce your 2015-2016 IFTSA President, Amy DeYoung, and present to her presidential gavel. She's got big shoes to fill, but I'm sure if anybody can do it, it will be Amy. She's been a real role model for food science students all over the world with her IFTSA activities and her promotion of food science through popular media. And I look forward to seeing what you are going to do this coming year. And I look forward to working with the Student Association as past president of IFT in the coming year. Have a great time, and I look forward to seeing you all later on.
Thank you, Dr. Kamiri. I would also like to thank Jay for his leadership over the past year, officially with this plaque. I am honored to be serving as your next IFT Student Association president, and I'm very excited for the year ahead. We have a ton of great things planned, and I highly encourage all of you to get involved with as many of them as you can. The first thing that I'm happy to talk about is our first ever IFTSA Virtual Global Summit. I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast at IFT15 and really don't want to wait till IFT16 to see all of you again. I also know that there are many students who unfortunately were unable to travel to be here with us tonight. For these reasons, we have created this first virtual meeting. IFTSA is developing a fun, interactive, virtual event to bring food science students together from all around the world. This will be complete with breakout sessions, speakers, fun games, and I don't know about you, but it sounds like a blast. So I encourage all of you to mark your calendars for November 10th, 2 p.m. Central. You can be anywhere in the world to attend this. I'm also happy to announce 2 new student scholarships for food science and technology undergraduates. Kraft Foods Group will donate $100,000 to Feeding Tomorrow to endow 2 new annual scholarships. These scholarships also include a paid internship at a Kraft location and a trip to attend the IFT annual event. Applications will be available starting August 15th. We are thankful to all of the folks at Kraft for their continued support of students and Feeding Tomorrow. The next sponsor that I would like to recognize is Tate & Lyle. We are thrilled that Tate & Lyle will be sponsoring the Developing Solutions for Developing Countries competition next year. And we thank them for their support of students. So thank you. As you can tell, there are a lot of great changes and new initiatives for IFTSA, and there are a lot of new things on the horizon, including the creation of our brand new strategic plan. We're developing this new plan so that we can continue to have new and fun activities for the future. Thank you, and I am looking forward to working with all of you this year, and I hope I can see all of you at the student party this evening. And now I would like to introduce one of the Fun Run co-chairs, Sam Stein, to say a few words about the Fun Run and Feeding Tomorrow.
Thank you, Amy. I would like to start by first recognizing my other co-chair, Richard Martinez. If you could stand and wave your hand in the back there. And all of the members who were part of this year's committee, if you could stand to be recognized as well. Thank you for all of your help over the last year and your flexibility over this weekend. It was greatly appreciated by everyone. As many of you may know, the annual IFTSA Feeding Tomorrow Fun Run and Walk was canceled this morning due to weather. It was a difficult decision to make, but one made to ensure the safety of all of our participants. For the exciting news, we had 770 people registered for the event, which of which 130 of those participants were students. This year, we raised over $140,000 to support the Feeding Tomorrow Scholarship Program, a record-breaking amount in Fun Run history. Thank you to everyone that supported this year's Fun Run and Walk. On behalf of Feeding Tomorrow, IFTSA, and the Fun Run Committee, we really appreciate your continued support. Now, I'd like to introduce Allison Baker, IFTSA Vice President of Membership, to introduce the 2015 Excellence in Leadership Award recipients, as well as to recognize the finalists.
Thank you, Sam. I would also like to thank our judges this year. John Chambers from DMH Ingredients, Rachel Klatsky from Post Foods, and Laura Hansen from General Mills. This year, the Student Association recognizes one undergraduate and one graduate student that have demonstrated exemplary leadership within the IFT and their chapters. If you attended the awards ceremony on Saturday at the Field Museum, you already know that Sarah Tenza from Oregon State University and Susan Hammonds from Purdue University were recognized as this year's Excellence in Leadership Award recipients. Please welcome them on the stage to be recognized again and receive their plaques. Congratulations to them both. We would also like to acknowledge the other finalists with a certificate. Please join me on stage if you're in the audience. Duc Hoi Tran Do, Lavinia Wang, Mitchell Mattis, Jessica Cooperstone, Diane Schmidt, and Kenneth McMahon.
Everybody at once, we're going to do one last congratulations to North Carolina State University for winning the 30th Annual College Bowl Competition. Now, I'd like to welcome Katie LaFranchi, Chair of the Global Student Innovation Challenge, and Mark Robert, Director of Technical Sales of Tate & Lyle Food Systems from Tate & Lyle, along with Tammy Reinhart, who is a business development senior manager for Specialty Food Ingredients Food Systems Americas from Tate & Lyle. And I'd also like to welcome the finalists for the Tate & Lyle competition to the left side of the stage. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you, Chelsea. I would like to thank our wonderful competition sponsor, Tate & Lyle, for sponsoring this inaugural competition. I'd also like to thank the judges for their time and expertise throughout this process. The judges for this year's competition are Ann Burkett, Senior Director of Global and USA Nutrition Science at Kellogg Company, Enrique Palo, Distinguished Professor at Universidad de las Americas Puebla, Mark Robert, Director of Technical Sales for Tate & Lyle Food Systems at Tate & Lyle, John Iafredi, Product Development Manager at Nestle Professional, and finally, Luis Fernandez, Senior Vice President of Global Applications at Tate & Lyle. The Institute of Food Technologists Global Student Innovation Challenge, sponsored by Tate & Lyle, challenges graduate students to come up with an ingredient innovation in dairy desserts using one or more raw materials to improve the texture, mouthfeel, sweetness, stability, health and wellness, and sensory properties. In addition to delivering improvements, the dessert concepts had to incorporate an innovative food stabilizer system that delivers texture, matches to consumer trends, and is fit for mass consumer market and commercial distribution. I'd like to now invite Mark Robert and Tammy Reinhart from Tate & Lyle to say a few words.
Thank you, Katie. Tate & Lyle is very honored to be the sponsor for the IFTSA Global Student Innovation Challenge this year. We'd like to thank the IFTSA, and in particular, Katie, for all the help in running this program this year. The three finalists were brought to Chicago to give an oral presentation describing their innovative submissions. The panel of judges was very impressed with all the contestants and felt that they all did a very good job. Third place was awarded to Ryan Murphy from Purdue University. Ryan's submission, he used beta-glucan, inulin, kappa-carrageenan, and lecithin to produce a low-fat ice cream system. Oh, okay. Second place was awarded to Shintaro Pang from University of Massachusetts, Amherst, and his idea was to use chia seed extradite seeds in combination with starch and gelatin in yogurt applications. And this year's IFTSA Global Student Innovation Challenge winner is Hanyu Yangcheng from Iowa State University. His innovative blend was titled KIK, and it used kappa-carrageenan, inulin, and konjac gum in gelled dairy desserts. Hanyan could not be here with us tonight, but please congratulate Hanyan and all the finalists for a job very well done.
Thank you, Mark. I now would like to invite Shintaro Pang now back to the stage to announce the undergraduate research competition and this year's winners. I'd also like to welcome the finalists to the left side of the stage as well.
Thank you, Katie. It is my pleasure to announce the winners of this year's undergraduate research competition. But first, I would like to thank our judges. The judges of this year's competition are Dr. Lauren Jackson, Chief of the Process Engineering Branch, FDA, at the Institute of Food Safety and Health, Dr. Arun Bunia, Professor of Food Microbiology at Purdue University, and Dr. Shintao Zhu, Assistant Professor of Food Science at Delaware Valley College. The IFTSA Undergraduate Research Competition is an opportunity for undergraduate students to showcase their independent research project. And this year, each finalist was able to present their poster on the expo floor along with the division graduate posters. Now, on to announcing the winners. Please join us on stage to receive your award when your name is called. The following 3 students have been recognized by our judges with honorable mentions. They are Diego Casas from Texas Tech University with the research title Mechanisms of Inhibition of Listeria monocytogenes by lactic acid bacteria. Next, we have Katie Smoot from Washington State University with the research title, Sensory and Electronic Tongue Analysis of a Coffee Beverage Fortified with Grape Pomace Flour. Next, we have Scarlett Chinchilla from Texas Tech University with the research title Salmonella Prevalence on Hides, Carcasses, and Lymph Nodes of Cattle Fat Diets Derived from Honduran Byproducts for Sustainability of the Beef System. And now, in 3rd place, we have Meredith Kuchera from Washington State University with the research title, Consumer Acceptance of a Polyphenol-Enriched Coffee Beverage. And now for 2nd place, we have Elvira Scumto from University of Massachusetts Amherst with the research title, Effects and Mechanisms of Curcumin on Lymphangiogenesis in Vitro. And finally, in first place, we have Danielle Finkenauer from Louisiana State University with the research title, A Development of Lyophilized Alginate Microcapsules Coated with Egg White Protein for Enhancing Viability of Lactobacillus reuteri. Thank you to everyone who competed, and congratulations to all the finalists. Now I would like to introduce Jamie Savitz, Developing Solutions for Developing Countries Competition Chair, to announce the winners of the DSTC competition. I would also like to welcome the finalists to the left side of the stage.
Thank you, Shintaro. First of all, I'd like to thank all the judges and participants of the Developing Solutions for Developing Countries competition. Our judges this year were Claudia Paz-Lopez, scientist at General Mills, Valentina Trinetta, principal microbiologist at Ecolab, Hugh Welsh, president of DSM North America, Carol Lowry, senior scientist at Cargill North America, Erica Smith, technology director at General Mills, and Nicholas Meneses, expert of food and feed safety at Buehler. We had a total of 59 preliminary proposals this year, making this a particularly competitive year for our participants and busy year for our judges. And just so you know, this competition promotes the application of food science and technology for the development of food products and processes that are targeted at improving life for people in developing countries. This year's theme was entomophagy, or the eating of insects, so participants had to use insects in their food product. So now to announce how each team placed this year. For the international division, in third place, we have University of Putra, Malaysia with Coco Wormy. In second place, we have the University of Costa Rica with molybdenum. And in first place, we have University of Costa Rica with croqueta. Now for the domestic teams. In third place, we have University of Massachusetts at Amherst with Miel Malade. All right, and in second place, we have the University of Wisconsin-Madison with New Stew.
Thank you.
Right. And in first place, we have McGill University with Thalamus Instant Mix. I would now like to introduce Ewan Thor, the Disney. Sorry. All right. I would now like to introduce Ewan Thor, the Disney IFTSA Product Development Competition Chair, and Rebecca Skolmuch from Disney Consumer Products to announce the winners of this year's Disney IFTSA Product Development Competition. And I'd also like to welcome the team captains from each of your finalist teams to the left side of the stage.
Thank you, Jamie. I would like to thank our wonderful sponsor, Disney Consumer Food Products, and Rebecca for all her support and for helping me honor this year's winners. I would like to thank the judges for their time and expertise throughout the competition. The judges for this year's competition are Kathy Davis, Assistant Professor at Delaware Valley College, Department of Food Science, Nutrition, and Management; Manaya DeBruce, Senior Food Scientist at Pinnacle Foods; Gail Mary, who is a Senior Global Manager of Safety and Quality for Food, Health, and Beauty Products at Disney Consumer Products; Landon Terry, Manager of Research and Innovation at Conagra Foods; and finally, Katrina Vasquez, a product developer at Campbell's Soup Company. The Disney IFTSA Nutritious Foods for Kids Product Development Competition provides students with the opportunity to propose a market-relevant, delicious, and nutritious food or beverage snack targeted to kids 10 and younger for retail outlets. These snacks are required to contain a half serving of fruit, vegetable, a low-fat dairy product, or whole grains. Now to announce the winners of this year's competition, please send a representative from your team to the stage. This year's honorary mentions are Rutgers University with Wholoff Grain Treats, next, we have University of Massachusetts Amherst with Cinderella's Chicken Veggie Bites. And the last honorary mention is Virginia Tech with Nemo Pockets. The first place prize goes to University of Georgia with Snow Snacks. And the grand prize goes to California Polytechnic State University, St. Louis Obispo with Build a Snowman Kit. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you all for your participation in this year's competition. Now I would like to invite Maddie Levin with the IFTSA and Mars Product Development Competition Chair, along with Alex Suter, Daniela Thulin, and Diego Rodriguez from Mars Chocolate North America, now to announce this year's competition winner. I'd also like to welcome the team captain for each finalist team to the left side of the stage.
Thank you, Ewan. I want to thank our amazing competition sponsor, Mars Chocolate North America, for everything they have done. Alex Sitter, Danira Thulin, and Tiago Rodriguez for judging and helping me honor this year's winners. And I also want to thank the other judges who are not here tonight. Tom Terese, Director of Research and Development with PepsiCo North America, Foods and Frito-Lay, and Tracy Matson, Associate Principal Scientist with Kraft Foods Incorporated. The IFTSA Mars Product Development Contest is a chance for students to take skills and knowledge learned in school and apply them to real-world situations. Each participating school's team develops a new food idea and carries the concept through marketing and production, much like a commercial product development team. And now to announce the winners of this year's competition. With honorable mentions in no particular order, UW-Madison with Cracker Smackers. We're just building the suspense. Next, Cal Poly with Rise. Cornell with Crunchia. In third place, we have Pennsylvania State with Happy Valley Oli. In second place, we have Michigan State University with Super Bowl. And in first place, with the chance to compete in China this year, we have McGill University with Tierra Verde. Now please welcome John Frelka, IFTSA Chapter of the Year Chair.
Thank you, Maddie. I'd like to thank all of the chapters for participating this year. You all did a great job. As you know, the Chapter of the Year competition recognizes student chapters of the IFT Student Association for their exceptional participation, strong leadership, community outreach, and providing opportunities that utilize the talents of their members. This year's competition was very different from previous years based on feedback from students, and we hope this made the application easier and allowed the chapters to get feedback on how to improve. All chapters who applied were given a level of achievement of gold, silver, bronze, or merit based on their scores, and these can be found in your pamphlet. This year, we have 4 awards in addition to the overall Chapter of the Year, one for each pillar of IFTSA, which are membership experiences, public outreach, organizational growth, and national engagement. For each award, would one representative from the winning chapter please come up to accept your award? The winner of the award for Outstanding Chapter in Membership Experiences is the University of Minnesota. The winner of the award for Outstanding Chapter in Public Outreach is North Carolina State University. The winner of the award for Outstanding Chapter in Organizational Growth is California Polytechnic State University, Pomona. The winner of the award for Outstanding Chapter in National Engagement is the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And finally, our 2015 Chapter of the Year is the University of Wisconsin-Madison, so you can come right back up. Congratulations again to all the finalists. And now here's our president again, Jay.
All right, well, that concludes our night. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our competition winners. And then one more huge thank you to all of our sponsors, because without you, we wouldn't be standing here today.